19 black celebrities who had the most unusual body parts. What if the feature that made someone different became the very reason they inspired millions? From world-famous models with rare genetic conditions to athletes who refuse to let physical limitations define their future. These remarkable individuals turned adversity into triumph. Some were bullied, some were doubted, and some were told they would never fit society's idea of success. But instead of giving up, they embraced what made them unique and changed the world in the process. In today's video, you'll discover incredible stories of resilience, courage, and determination. Which celebrity shocked you the most? Stay until the end. Then leave your answer in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and support Golden Black Legends. Winnie Harlow. Long before she became one of the most recognizable models in the world, Winnie Harlow was a young girl named Chantel Brown. Young, growing up in Toronto, Canada, facing challenges that few children could fully understand. Diagnosed with vitiligo at the age of 4, she developed patches of skin that gradually lost their pigment, creating a striking appearance that made her stand out everywhere she went. Instead of admiration, those differences often attracted ridicule. Classmates mocked her appearance, and the bullying became so severe that she changed schools multiple times. For many people, those experiences might have destroyed their confidence. For Winnie, they eventually became the foundation of an extraordinary journey. As she entered adulthood, she decided not to hide the condition that made her unique. Rather than covering her skin, she embraced it. Her life changed dramatically when she appeared on America's Next Top Model in 2014. Although she did not win the competition, millions of viewers noticed her distinctive beauty and powerful self-confidence. Soon afterward, major fashion brands began calling. She walked runways for prestigious designers, appeared in international campaigns, and graced the covers of magazines around the world. What made Winnie different was not simply her success in fashion. She helped redefine traditional beauty standards. For decades, the modeling industry often promoted a narrow image of perfection. Winnie challenged that idea by showing that uniqueness could be celebrated rather than hidden. Her visibility inspired people living with vitiligo and other visible conditions to view themselves differently. Today, Winnie Harlow is far more than a model. She is an entrepreneur, advocate, and symbol of resilience. The very feature that once made her a target of cruelty became the characteristic that helped transform her into a global icon. Her story reminds us that what society sometimes labels as a flaw can become a person's greatest strength. In a world obsessed with fitting in, Winnie Harlow built a remarkable career by proudly standing apart. Shaquem Griffin. When Shaquem Griffin entered the world, doctors discovered that his left hand had been affected by amniotic band syndrome, a condition that prevented it from developing normally. Throughout childhood, he endured constant pain, and at just 4 years old, the difficult decision was made to amputate the hand. For many families, such a challenge would have seemed overwhelming. Yet Shaquem refused to let his physical difference define his future. Supported by his parents and inspired by his twin brother Shaquille, he developed a determination that would eventually astonish the sports world. Growing up in Florida, the twins shared a dream of playing football at the highest level. Coaches and scouts often doubted whether a player with one hand could compete against elite athletes. Shaquem responded the only way he knew how, through relentless effort. At the University of Central Florida, he emerged as one of the team's most dynamic defensive players. In 2016, he was named the American Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year after recording over 90 tackles and becoming a key figure in the program's rise to national prominence. Then came the moment that captured worldwide attention. At the 2018 NFL Scouting Combine, Griffin completed the 40-yard dash in an astonishing 4.38 seconds, one of the fastest times ever recorded by a linebacker. The performance instantly became one of the most memorable moments in Combine history. A few months later, the Seattle Seahawks selected him in the NFL Draft, reuniting him with his twin brother on the same professional team. His journey transcended football statistics. Shaquem became a symbol of perseverance, proving that limitations are often imposed by others rather than reality itself. Millions admired not only his athletic ability but also his refusal to accept lowered expectations. His story continues to inspire children athletes and families around the world. Shaquem Griffin's legacy is not merely about playing in the NFL. It is about demonstrating that extraordinary determination can overcome obstacles that many people believe are impossible to conquer. Koudia Diop. Growing up in Senegal, Koudia Diop was often reminded that she looked different. Her exceptionally dark skin tone made her stand out from an early age, but instead of admiration, she frequently faced criticism and hurtful comments. Some people mocked her appearance, while others suggested she would never fit conventional standards of beauty. For many years, those remarks followed her everywhere she went, yet what seemed like an obstacle during childhood would later become the very feature that captured the world's attention. After moving to the United States, Koudia began exploring modeling opportunities. The fashion industry had long been criticized for its limited definitions of beauty, but attitudes were slowly changing. As photographs of Koudia spread across social media, people were captivated by her striking appearance and confidence. Nicknamed the Melanin Goddess by admirers online, she quickly gained international recognition. Her images went viral, attracting millions of views and opening doors to modeling campaigns, interviews, and public appearances. What made her rise remarkable was not simply her success in fashion. Koudia became a powerful symbol of self-acceptance. Instead of trying to change her appearance, she encouraged others to embrace their natural features. Her message resonated with people around the world who had struggled with insecurities related to skin tone, appearance, or cultural expectations. Through interviews and public speaking, she consistently emphasized confidence, self-love, and authenticity. As her popularity grew, Koudia used her platform to challenge colorism and outdated beauty standards. She became part of a broader movement celebrating diversity within fashion and media. For many young people, especially young black girls, seeing someone who looked like them succeed on a global stage was deeply inspiring. Today, Koudia Diop is recognized not only as a successful model, but also as a voice for empowerment. Her story proves that qualities once criticized can become sources of strength. In a world where many people spend their lives trying to fit in, Koudia built her success by proudly embracing exactly who she is. Seal. Few voices are as instantly recognizable as Seal's. With his soulful sound, emotional delivery, and timeless hits such as Kiss from a Rose, he became one of the most successful recording artists of his generation. Yet long before fame arrived, another aspect of his appearance often drew attention. The distinctive scars on his face, which many fans have wondered about over the years, were caused by discoid lupus erythematosus, a form of lupus that affects the skin and can leave permanent scarring. Born in London in 1963, Seal faced challenges that extended far beyond his appearance. During his early adulthood, the skin condition left noticeable marks on his cheeks and scalp. For many people pursuing a career in entertainment, such a visible condition might have seemed like a disadvantage. The music industry often places enormous emphasis on image, and performers can feel intense pressure to conform to conventional standards. Seal chose a different path. Rather than allowing the scars to define him, he focused on developing his artistry and refining the unique voice that would eventually captivate audiences around the world. His breakthrough came in the early 1990s with a series of successful recordings that showcased his remarkable vocal range and emotional depth. International hits followed, and Seal went on to sell millions of records worldwide. His success demonstrated that talent and authenticity could outweigh superficial expectations. Audiences connected with his music because of its honesty, vulnerability, and passion. Over time, the scars that once attracted curiosity became part of his identity. Instead of hiding them, he appeared publicly with confidence, showing that physical differences do not diminish personal worth or achievement. Fans admired not only his music but also the resilience reflected in his journey. Today, Seal remains an enduring figure in popular music. His story is about far more than a medical condition. It is about perseverance, self-acceptance, and refusing to allow external appearances to limit personal ambition. The scars may be visible, but they tell the story of a man whose talent ultimately spoke far louder than any physical difference ever could. Zion Clark. From the moment he was born, Zion Clark faced challenges that most people could scarcely imagine. Diagnosed with caudal regression syndrome, a rare condition that prevented the development of his lower body, he entered life without legs. Many would have assumed that such circumstances would place severe limits on his future. Yet Zion's story became one of determination, courage, and extraordinary resilience. His childhood was far from easy. In addition to living with a rare physical condition, he spent years navigating the foster care system and facing uncertainty about where he belonged. Those experiences tested him emotionally and physically. Still, he refused to surrender to discouragement. Drawn to athletics, Zion discovered wrestling and quickly developed a passion for competition. While opponents often underestimated him, they soon learned that his determination was every bit as powerful as his physical strength. Through relentless training, he became a successful wrestler at the high school level, earning respect from teammates, coaches, and rivals alike. His achievements attracted national attention because they challenged common assumptions about disability. Zion was not asking for sympathy. He wanted to compete, improve, and win. That mindset inspired countless people who followed his journey. As social media and documentaries introduced his story to wider audiences, Zion became an internationally recognized motivational speaker and athlete. His message centered on perseverance, discipline, and refusing to let circumstances dictate one's future. He demonstrated remarkable upper body strength, extraordinary endurance, and a positive attitude that resonated with millions. Beyond sports, Zion's influence extends into advocacy and inspiration. He encourages people facing adversity to focus on possibilities rather than limitations. Whether speaking to students, athletes, or business leaders, he consistently emphasizes the importance of resilience. Today, Zion Clark is much more than an athlete with a rare condition. He represents the power of determination in the face of overwhelming odds. His journey reminds us that greatness is not measured by physical appearance, but by the courage to pursue goals despite every obstacle standing in the way. Denzel Washington. For more than 4 decades, Denzel Washington has been regarded as one of the greatest actors of his generation. With Academy Awards, Golden Globes, and countless memorable performances, he built a reputation defined by excellence, discipline, and consistency. Yet among devoted fans, there is one small physical characteristic that has sparked curiosity for years: the noticeably bent little finger on his right hand. The story behind it is surprisingly simple. During his younger years, Denzel suffered an injury that caused the finger to heal improperly. Rather than being reset correctly, it remained permanently bent at an unusual angle. Over the years, observant viewers noticed the finger in interviews, photographs, and film scenes. Some fans speculated about its origin, while others wondered whether it resulted from a sports injury or accident. Denzel later confirmed that it was simply an old injury that never healed correctly. Unlike many celebrities who might seek corrective surgery for a visible imperfection, Denzel never seemed concerned by it. He focused instead on his craft, building a remarkable career that earned widespread respect throughout Hollywood. His performances in films such as Glory, Malcolm X, Training Day, Fences, and numerous other projects established him as one of the most accomplished actors in cinema history. What makes this detail interesting is not the injury itself, but what it represents. In an industry often obsessed with perfection, Denzel's success demonstrates that minor physical differences rarely matter when talent, professionalism, and dedication are present. Audiences remember his unforgettable performances, powerful screen presence, and commanding voice, not the shape of one finger. Throughout his career, Denzel has also become known for his wisdom, humility, and commitment to family values. He has often spoken about faith, responsibility, and perseverance, earning admiration both on and off screen. The bent finger remains a small but memorable part of his story, a reminder that even the world's biggest stars carry imperfections. In Denzel Washington's case, those imperfections never distracted from the qualities that truly made him exceptional. Salif Keita. Few African musicians have overcome as many obstacles as Salif Keita. Born in Mali in 1949 into a noble Mandinka family believed to be descendants of the legendary Sundiata Keita, he entered the world carrying a condition that would shape much of his early life. Salif was born with albinism, a genetic condition that reduces the production of melanin and affects skin hair and eye pigmentation. In many parts of Africa, harmful myths and superstitions surrounding albinism have existed for generations, often leading to discrimination and social isolation. As a child, Salif experienced rejection from some members of his community simply because he looked different. Despite those challenges, music became his refuge. During the 1970s, he joined influential groups including Rail Band and Les Ambassadeurs, quickly earning recognition for his powerful voice and emotional performances. Eventually, relocating to Paris, he launched a successful solo career that introduced African music to audiences around the world. Albums such as Soro and Amen helped establish him as one of Africa's most celebrated artists, blending traditional Malian sounds with modern influences. Yet Salif's impact extended far beyond music. Having personally experienced prejudice, he became a passionate advocate for people living with albinism. Through public appearances, interviews, and charitable efforts, he used his platform to challenge misconceptions and encourage acceptance. His advocacy brought international attention to the dangers and discrimination faced by many individuals with albinism across Africa. What makes Salif Keita's story remarkable is not only his artistic success, but the way he transformed a characteristic that once subjected him to ridicule into a symbol of resilience and pride. Today, he is widely regarded as one of the greatest African singers of all time. His journey reminds us that true greatness often emerges from adversity and that differences, which society may misunderstand, can become the very qualities that inspire millions around the world. Meki Alante Lucky. In an industry where standing out can determine success, Meki Alante Lucky possesses a feature so rare that it instantly captures attention. The American model is widely recognized for heterochromia, a condition in which a person has two different colored eyes. One of Meki's eyes is a deep brown, while the other appears strikingly blue-green. The contrast creates a look that many people remember after seeing him only once. Yet long before the fashion world embraced his uniqueness, he was simply a young man growing up in South Carolina with a physical trait that made him different from almost everyone around him. Unlike many traditional fashion discoveries, Meki's rise began through social media. Photographs highlighting his distinctive appearance quickly spread online, attracting attention from modeling agencies and photographers. His unusual look challenged long-standing industry expectations and demonstrated that individuality could be just as valuable as conventional beauty standards. Before long, he was appearing in campaigns, editorials, and promotional projects for major brands. What makes his story particularly compelling is how naturally he embraced the feature that made him unique. Rather than viewing heterochromia as something strange or limiting, he allowed it to become part of his identity. Audiences responded positively, and many admired the confidence he displayed while navigating an industry often criticized for promoting narrow definitions of attractiveness. As his profile grew, Meki became an example of how modern media can celebrate diversity in appearance. His success encouraged conversations about representation and the importance of recognizing beauty in many forms. For young people who felt different because of visible physical traits, his journey provided encouragement and validation. Today, Meki Alante Lucky continues to build his career, while inspiring others to embrace what sets them apart. His story proves that uniqueness can be a powerful asset rather than a disadvantage. In a world filled with attempts to conform, he found success by doing exactly the opposite, allowing his rare appearance to become one of his greatest strengths. Tony Cox. Tony Cox built a successful Hollywood career despite facing challenges that might have discouraged many others from pursuing life in the entertainment industry. Born in Alabama in 1958, he has dwarfism, a medical condition that results in significantly shorter stature. Standing approximately 3 feet 6 inches tall, Cox spent much of his life attracting attention because of his height. Yet, rather than allowing that difference to define him, he transformed it into part of a career that has entertained audiences for decades. As a young man, Tony dreamed of becoming a drummer and musician. However, his path eventually led toward acting, where his charisma, timing, and screen presence quickly became evident. During the 1980s and 1990s, he began appearing in television shows and films, steadily building a reputation as a dependable performer. His breakthrough came through memorable comedic roles that showcased both his talent and confidence. Many viewers remember Cox for his scene-stealing performance in Bad Santa, where he starred alongside Billy Bob Thornton. His sharp, comedic delivery and fearless approach helped make the character unforgettable. He also appeared in films such as Friday, Me, Myself, and Irene, and numerous other productions, proving that he could command attention regardless of physical stature. What makes Tony Cox's story especially inspiring is his refusal to be limited by stereotypes. Throughout much of Hollywood history, actors with dwarfism were often restricted to highly specific roles. Cox worked consistently to demonstrate that audiences could appreciate him for his talent rather than simply his appearance. His success challenged assumptions and expanded opportunities for performers with disabilities and rare physical conditions. Today, Tony Cox remains a respected figure in comedy and film. His career stands as a testament to perseverance, self-confidence, and determination. While many people first notice his height, those familiar with his work remember something far more important: his ability to make audiences laugh and his willingness to succeed on his own terms, despite the obstacles placed before him. Waris Diria. Waris Diria's journey is one of the most extraordinary stories of survival and resilience in modern history. Born into a nomadic family in Somalia, she spent her early years tending livestock in the harsh desert environment. From the outside, her childhood seemed simple, but behind that reality was a painful experience that would shape the rest of her life. At a young age, Waris underwent female genital mutilation, a practice that left her with severe physical and emotional scars. For years, she endured suffering in silence while navigating a culture where such experiences were rarely discussed openly. As a teenager, she fled an arranged marriage and embarked on a dangerous journey that eventually led her to London. Their fate intervened in an unexpected way. While working ordinary jobs to survive, she was discovered by a fashion photographer. Her striking appearance quickly attracted attention, and she soon became one of the most recognizable African models in the world. Waris appeared on international magazine covers, worked with major fashion brands, and built a successful modeling career that few could have imagined during her childhood in the Somali desert. Yet her greatest contribution came after she achieved fame. Rather than keeping her painful past hidden, Waris courageously shared her story with the world. Her best-selling autobiography, Desert Flower, revealed the realities of female genital mutilation and sparked global conversations about human rights and women's health. Millions of readers were introduced to an issue that had long remained hidden from international attention. Through activism, public speaking, and humanitarian work, Waris became a powerful advocate for women and girls worldwide. Her life demonstrates how personal suffering can be transformed into a force for positive change. Today, she is remembered not only as a successful model, but as a courageous survivor whose voice helped bring awareness to a critical global issue. Her story remains an inspiring reminder that even the most difficult beginnings do not determine how a life will ultimately unfold. Manute Bol. Few athletes in sports history have been as physically extraordinary as Manute Bol. Standing approximately 7 feet 7 inches tall, the Sudanese-born basketball player remains one of the tallest athletes ever to compete in the NBA. His remarkable height instantly made him a curiosity wherever he went, but those who knew his story understood that there was much more to him than his towering frame. Behind the incredible physical measurements stood a man known for humility, generosity, and a deep commitment to helping others. Growing up in Sudan, Bol's unusual stature became apparent at an early age. Eventually, his talents attracted attention beyond his homeland, leading him to the United States and ultimately to professional basketball. Drafted into the NBA in 1985, he became famous for his shot-blocking ability. During his rookie season, he recorded an astonishing 397 blocked shots, one of the highest totals ever achieved in a single year. Opponents often found it nearly impossible to score near the basket when Bol was on the court. While fans marveled at his athletic accomplishments, his humanitarian efforts became equally impressive. Throughout his life, Bol devoted substantial time and resources to assisting communities in Sudan. Reports estimate that he donated much of his earnings to charitable causes, supporting education, healthcare, and relief efforts in his homeland. Even during periods of political instability and conflict, he remained committed to helping vulnerable populations. His unusual body proportions, including extraordinarily long limbs and a wingspan exceeding 8 feet, made him one of the most distinctive athletes ever seen. Yet he never allowed physical uniqueness to become his sole identity. Instead, he used the opportunities created by basketball to make a difference far beyond sports. When Manute Bol passed away in 2010 at age 47, the basketball world mourned not only an exceptional athlete but also a compassionate human being. His legacy continues through both his impact on the game and his dedication to helping others. In many ways, his greatest achievements occurred not on the basketball court but through the lives he touched around the world. Sean Ross. Sean Ross grew up knowing that he looked different from almost everyone around him. Born with albinism, a rare genetic condition that affects pigmentation in the skin, hair, and eyes, he stood out from an early age. Instead of acceptance, he often faced bullying, misunderstanding, and harsh judgment from those who viewed his appearance as unusual. Many people assumed such challenges would limit his opportunities. Sean eventually proved the opposite. Raised in the United States, he learned to navigate a world that frequently struggled to embrace visible differences. During his teenage years, however, the very feature that made him feel isolated began attracting attention from photographers and artists who recognized his unique presence. As fashion industries slowly expanded their definitions of beauty, Sean emerged as one of the first male models with albinism to gain significant international recognition. His career accelerated through appearances in fashion campaigns, music videos, magazine editorials, and creative projects that celebrated individuality. Rather than fitting into traditional industry standards, Sean helped redefine them. His striking appearance challenged long-standing assumptions about beauty, race, and representation. Audiences around the world became increasingly familiar with his image, and he soon established himself as a recognizable figure within fashion and entertainment. Beyond modeling, Sean used his visibility to advocate for acceptance and inclusion. He frequently spoke about self-confidence, encouraging young people who felt different to embrace their identities rather than hide them. His message resonated with many individuals facing discrimination because of appearance, disability, or other visible characteristics. What makes Sean Ross's story especially inspiring is the way he transformed adversity into opportunity. Instead of allowing criticism to shape his future, he built a successful career by embracing exactly what made him unique. Today, he is celebrated not only as a model but as a symbol of confidence and self-acceptance. His journey reminds us that the qualities society sometimes labels as unusual can become powerful sources of strength, influence, and inspiration. Stephen Wiltshire. Stephen Wiltshire possesses a talent so remarkable that it has astonished people around the world for decades. Born in London to parents of Caribbean heritage, Stephen was diagnosed with autism at an early age and spoke very little during childhood. Communicating with others proved difficult, and many people initially underestimated his potential. Yet hidden behind that silence was an extraordinary ability that would eventually earn him international recognition. As a young boy, Stephen discovered a passion for drawing. Teachers soon noticed that his sketches displayed unusual accuracy and attention to detail. Over time, his gift became even more astonishing. After viewing a city skyline only briefly, he could reproduce it from memory with breathtaking precision. Buildings, streets, windows, bridges, and architectural features appeared on paper almost exactly as they existed in reality. His visual memory seemed almost photographic. As he matured, Stephen's talent attracted worldwide attention. He traveled internationally, creating massive panoramic drawings of cities such as New York, Tokyo, Rome, Hong Kong, and London. In many cases, he completed these intricate works after only a short helicopter ride above the city. Audiences watched in amazement as he recreated thousands of structures from memory without relying on photographs or notes. His achievements earned numerous honors, including appointment as a member of the Order of the British Empire for services to art. More importantly, he helped change public perceptions about autism by demonstrating that neurological differences can be accompanied by extraordinary strengths and abilities. Although Stephen's exceptional memory is not a physical condition in the traditional sense, it represents one of the most unusual and fascinating human abilities ever documented. His story is not merely about artistic skill. It is about perseverance potential and the importance of recognizing talent in forms that society may not immediately understand. Today, Stephen Wiltshire remains one of the world's most celebrated artists. His remarkable gift continues to inspire millions and serves as a powerful reminder that extraordinary abilities often emerge from the most unexpected places. Mamadou Ndiaye. When people first meet Mamadou Ndiaye, the first thing they notice is his extraordinary height. Standing approximately 7 feet 6 inches tall, the Senegalese basketball player ranks among the tallest athletes of his generation. Throughout his life, his unusual stature has drawn attention everywhere he goes. Yet behind the remarkable measurements is a story of perseverance, discipline, and determination that extends far beyond physical appearance. Born in Dakar, Senegal, Mamadou grew up in a country where basketball opportunities were limited compared to those in the United States. As he continued to grow, coaches quickly recognized his potential. His exceptional size provided a natural advantage near the basket, but success required far more than height alone. Developing coordination, endurance, and basketball skills became essential as he pursued higher levels of competition. His journey eventually brought him to the United States, where he attended college and played for UC Irvine. There he became known for his shot-blocking ability and defensive presence. Opposing players often struggled to score around the rim because of his enormous reach and timing. During his college career, he earned national attention and established himself as one of the most recognizable players in the program's history. What makes Mamadou's story particularly interesting is the way he adapted to challenges associated with extreme height. Everyday activities that many people take for granted often required adjustments. Travel, clothing, transportation, and even simple daily routines could become complicated. Nevertheless, he approached these obstacles with humility and determination. His unique physical characteristics helped him gain visibility, but his work ethic sustained his career. Fans admired not only his athletic achievements, but also his positive attitude and professionalism. Today, Mamadou Ndiaye remains an inspiring example of how uncommon physical traits can become assets when combined with dedication and perseverance. His story reminds us that extraordinary appearances may attract attention, but character and effort are what truly define success. Stan Larkin. Stan Larkin's story is one of the most remarkable medical journeys ever documented. Unlike many individuals featured because of unusual physical appearances, Stan became known because he survived for an astonishing period without a human heart inside his body. His experience challenged conventional ideas about medicine and demonstrated how modern technology can save lives under extraordinary circumstances. As a teenager, Stan was diagnosed with a severe inherited heart condition known as familial cardiomyopathy. The disease had already affected several members of his family and gradually weakened his heart's ability to pump blood effectively. Over time, his condition became life-threatening. Doctors determined that he would eventually need a heart transplant, but finding a suitable donor was never guaranteed. In 2014, surgeons removed his failing heart and connected him to a portable artificial pumping system called the Freedom Driver. The device weighed several pounds and functioned as an external replacement for the heart. For 555 days, Stan lived without a biological heart inside his chest while waiting for a donor organ. During that period, he walked outside, visited friends, attended events, and continued living life while carrying the equipment that kept him alive. The medical achievement attracted international attention because few people had ever spent such a long period supported by a total artificial heart outside a hospital environment. Doctors, researchers, and patients around the world followed his progress with fascination. His determination inspired many individuals facing serious health challenges. Eventually, in 2016, Stan received a successful heart transplant. The operation marked the end of a long and uncertain journey that had tested both his physical and emotional strength. Rather than allowing fear to define him, he became a symbol of hope and resilience. Today, Stan Larkin's story continues to inspire people worldwide. His experience highlights the incredible advances of modern medicine and the power of perseverance during life's most difficult moments. It is a reminder that even in situations that seem impossible, hope and innovation can create extraordinary outcomes. Damon Wayans built a career by making people laugh, but his path to success was far from ordinary. As a member of the legendary Wayans family, he became one of the most influential comedians, actors, and writers in modern entertainment. Long before audiences knew him from television and film, however, he stood out for a physical characteristic that many fans have noticed over the years: his pronounced bow-legged stance. Born in New York City in 1960, Damon grew up in a large family that would eventually produce some of Hollywood's most recognizable comedic talent. While his distinctive leg structure was visible throughout his life, he never allowed it to affect his confidence or ambitions. Instead, he developed a fearless sense of humor that helped him navigate challenges both on and off stage. His breakthrough arrived during the 1980s through stand-up comedy and appearances on television. Eventually, Damon became a central figure on the groundbreaking sketch series In Living Color, a show that transformed comedy and launched numerous careers. His memorable characters, sharp observations, and fearless performances established him as one of the era's most influential entertainers. Although his bow-legged appearance occasionally became the subject of jokes, Damon often embraced it with humor rather than embarrassment. That confidence resonated with audiences. He demonstrated that physical differences do not determine success, talent, or personal worth. Instead, he focused on refining his craft and building a career based on creativity and hard work. Over the years, Damon expanded his accomplishments through acting, producing, writing, and directing. Projects such as My Wife and Kids further solidified his reputation as a versatile performer capable of connecting with multiple generations of viewers. Today, Damon Wayans is remembered not for any physical characteristic, but for the laughter and entertainment he brought to millions. His story illustrates how confidence can transform perceived imperfections into something insignificant. In an industry often focused on appearance, Damon proved that talent, determination, and authenticity ultimately matter far more than physical differences. Ben Underwood. Ben Underwood lived only 16 years, yet his story continues to inspire people around the world. Born in California in 1992, Ben faced a devastating challenge at a very young age. After being diagnosed with retinal cancer, doctors were forced to remove both of his eyes in order to save his life. Most people would assume such a loss would severely limit a child's future. Ben refused to accept that belief. As he grew older, he developed an astonishing ability that amazed scientists, journalists, and medical professionals alike. Using echolocation, the same principle employed by bats and dolphins, Ben learned to navigate his surroundings by producing clicking sounds with his tongue. By listening to the echoes that bounced back, he could determine the location of objects, walls, vehicles, and people around him. What made this ability remarkable was the level of precision he achieved. Ben could ride a bicycle, play basketball, run through unfamiliar areas, and identify obstacles without assistance. Observers often struggled to believe he was completely blind. Television programs and documentaries featured his story, introducing millions of people to his extraordinary skills. Experts viewed him as one of the most impressive examples of human adaptation ever recorded. Despite his physical challenges, Ben approached life with confidence, humor, and optimism. Friends and family frequently described him as energetic, adventurous, and determined. He refused to allow blindness to define his identity. Instead, he focused on discovering what he could accomplish rather than dwelling on what he had lost. Sadly, cancer returned during his teenage years. In 2009, Ben Underwood passed away at the age of 16. Although his life was tragically short, his legacy remains powerful. He demonstrated that the human mind can adapt in extraordinary ways and that limitations are often far less restrictive than people imagine. Today, Ben's story continues to inspire individuals facing adversity, reminding us that courage and determination can overcome challenges that once seemed impossible. Abdullah the Butcher. Among the most recognizable figures in professional wrestling history, Abdullah the Butcher built a reputation unlike almost anyone who stepped into a wrestling ring. Born Lawrence Robert Shreve in Canada in 1941, he became famous for his intimidating appearance, wild fighting style, and the countless scars that covered his forehead. While many wrestlers relied on athleticism or charisma to entertain crowds, Abdullah created an image that looked almost frighteningly real. His scarred forehead became one of the most unusual and instantly recognizable physical features in wrestling history. Throughout the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s, Abdullah performed in wrestling promotions across North America, Japan, and Puerto Rico. Fans often viewed him as an unstoppable force of chaos. His matches were known for intense violence, dramatic confrontations, and a style that pushed the boundaries of professional wrestling entertainment. Unlike many performers who carefully protected their image, Abdullah embraced a brutal persona that made audiences believe they were witnessing genuine danger. The scars that covered his forehead resulted from a wrestling practice known as blading, where performers intentionally made small cuts to create the appearance of blood during matches. Over decades of competition, repeated blading left permanent scar tissue across his forehead, creating a distinctive pattern unlike anything seen on most athletes. The unusual appearance became a defining part of his identity and helped establish his legendary status among wrestling fans. Despite his fearsome character, many colleagues described Abdullah as a dedicated performer who understood how to captivate an audience. His influence could be seen in later generations of hardcore wrestlers who adopted more aggressive and dramatic styles inside the ring. Today, Abdullah the Butcher remains one of wrestling's most unforgettable personalities. His extraordinary appearance combined with his larger-than-life character transformed him into a living symbol of a unique era in sports entertainment. While the scars drew attention, they also told the story of decades spent entertaining audiences around the world through one of wrestling's most distinctive careers. Ralph Souffron. Ralph Souffron's rise in the fashion world demonstrates how qualities once viewed as unusual can become powerful assets. Born in Haiti and later pursuing opportunities internationally, Ralph entered an industry that has often celebrated uniqueness, but even by modeling standards, his appearance stood out. His most recognizable feature is a rare and striking pattern of freckles spread across his face and body. Combined with his dark complexion, the freckles create a look that immediately captures attention and sets him apart from nearly everyone around him. As a child, Ralph's appearance sometimes attracted curiosity and questions from others who were unfamiliar with such distinctive pigmentation. In many situations, standing out can be uncomfortable, especially for young people trying to fit in. However, as he grew older, he began to recognize that what made him different could also become his greatest strength. Instead of hiding his appearance, he embraced it with confidence. His breakthrough came when photographers and fashion professionals noticed his remarkable look. In an industry constantly searching for fresh faces and distinctive identities, Ralph offered something genuinely unique. His images quickly gained attention online, leading to modeling opportunities and collaborations with major fashion brands. Audiences were fascinated by the contrast between his complexion and freckles, while photographers appreciated how memorable he appeared in front of the camera. Beyond modeling, Ralph became part of a broader movement promoting diversity and representation in fashion. For decades, many beauty standards favored uniformity. Models like Ralph helped challenge those expectations by proving that individuality could be celebrated rather than concealed. His success encouraged others with uncommon physical features to feel more confident about their own appearances. Today, Ralph Souffron is recognized not only for his work in fashion, but also for the message his career represents. He transformed a feature that might once have made him feel different into the foundation of professional success. His journey serves as a reminder that uniqueness is often a strength rather than a limitation, and that embracing individuality can open doors to opportunities that once seemed impossible. As we've seen today, extraordinary people often come with extraordinary stories. Some were born with rare conditions that made them stand out from childhood. Others faced physical challenges that many believed would limit their futures. Yet instead of allowing those differences to define them, they transformed them into sources of strength, inspiration, and success. From the runways of international fashion to professional sports arenas and Hollywood screens, these remarkable individuals proved that being different is not a weakness. It's often what makes someone unforgettable. But which story impacted you the most? Who overcame the greatest obstacle? And who inspired you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and join us for more fascinating stories on Golden Black Legends.